keep it simple, stupid. That should have been 4. Keep it simple, stupid, that one. So we need to talk about something, and that is 5 things that I see recommended by other window tinters that I don't think you need to pay attention to, especially when you're first learning. I think all these recommendations come from a great place and are very helpful for you as a window tinter. However, when you're first learning, there's a lot of information that's out there, and you just need to whittle this down to the most important steps. Add this stuff to your portfolio in the future, but for right now, let's just keep this as simple as we can. So first one, and this is probably gonna be one of the biggest ones that I talk about today, and that is removing door panels. You simply don't have to do it. Now, that's not to say that you can't do it and it wouldn't make your life easier if the door panel wasn't there. It's really good to learn how to tint without having to take everything apart. Now, the reason being is the inherent risks that come along with taking the door panels off. If you don't know how to do it, which me personally, I don't know how to take apart a lot of door panels, but I am out there tinting 99.9% of vehicles without having to remove anything. For me, it's just added hassle, added risk, and stuff I don't want to be held responsible for. I have had customers specifically request not to take their brand new vehicles apart, and I think it's nice to leave everything as factory as possible. Now, you definitely can, and it's just kind of a skill that you develop over time. You learn how things are taken apart. You know, there's installers that install door speakers and all sorts of accessories, so this is not an unfamiliar field by any means, but when you're getting started, you just don't need to worry about it. I have lots of videos on my channel that show how to do a 2-stage method. 99.9% of the windows that you're gonna see me tint, I just don't take anything apart. Okay, second point I wanted to make about door panels really quick that I forgot to mention is it's not just the associated risk, but it's also the amount of time that it's gonna take you to figure out how to pull it apart and put it back together. Now, the first time, of course, there's always gonna be that margin of time, but the second time, the third time, fourth time, even if it only takes you a couple of minutes to take that door panel off, it's gonna take you a couple of minutes to put that door panel back on. So you really have to double your time for every door that you have to take apart. And then when you have 4 around a car, you just added a bunch of time to your install. Now, if that's something you wanna do, by all means, like I said, go for it. It's just not something I like to personally do, and I've been tinting a long time without doing any of those things. Moving on to number 2 is glass boards. Now, the reason we're gonna be talking about glass boards is because it's just something that's generally gonna slow you down if you're not in an environment that's super glass board friendly. Now I run around from place to place, so the environment's always different, but the one thing that I can constantly rely on is the vehicle itself. So I already have a glass board on every vehicle, and that's the outside of the windows. So it's customary for me to just open the door, clean the window, pull it off of the outside, take it to the inside. It's a real clean, simple process. You can wipe down the borders if you want to feel a little bit safer. But other than that, you have a nice surface to already work on. Now I can respect keeping the drips off of the door panels and stuff like that, so that does come along with tinting everything on the car and not using a glass board. So while they can help you, if I were to wheel a glass board around with me while I was at a shop, one for each side or just one in general, it would just drastically slow me down. So it's just another thing that you don't need to pay attention to right now. Learn to do everything off of the car itself. Number 3, a super clean environment. Now this kind of goes along with my glass boards theme. A lot of people will use a glass board because they think that is a much cleaner surface than tinting off of the vehicle itself, along with the rest of the space that you're in. So if you're in a smaller enclosed space or even a wide open space, keep the airflow to a minimum. That's the most important thing that we're gonna learn here. You can have dusty floors, you can have walls that look like garbage, but as long as you can keep your airflow down, garage doors shut, wind to a minimum, you can have a really good result. Now you wanna pay attention to the little floaties in the air. They can be a little bit tricky to see, and that's the thing. If you see a ton of little dust specks and stuff going around, yes, that's gonna get into your window tint. But if generally speaking, you look around and you don't see a lot of little floaties going everywhere, you're gonna be okay. It just mostly comes down to technique. So number 4 is thoroughly cleaning the glass. I see lots of recommendations to tape the seals, cover things up, wipe everything down, clean things out, and then new people will tell me they clean their windows 3 or 4 times over after doing all those additional things, and their windows still look like shit. Yes, That is because you're new. This is a new process for you and you need to just practice, practice, practice. Work on your technique. I'm coming out with live streams twice a week right now, then going over some of those subjects, and you can see me in real time as I tint. By and large, it comes down to keeping a smooth technique. So keeping the film flat against the glass when you go to slide it in the seal. If it's constantly bunching up on the sides and you hear a lot of crinkle sounds, and then you're basically creating vacuums that are sucking dirt back into it. And no matter how many times you clean out those sides, you're still gonna catch some shit to feed back in. So it's not so much the seals and super cleaning the windows, it's just your technique. So there are a couple of things to keep in mind for cleaning windows, and I'll get into that in a future video, but by and large, don't overthink your cleaning process, just focus on your technique. Look at how other people are doing it and try and replicate that. So the fifth and last one I'm gonna talk about is you do not need an expensive film to practice on your car. Now, yes, in ideal condition, the film that I'm gonna be installing for my customers is the film that I'm gonna wanna practice with. I totally get that. But the film that I'm gonna wanna give to my customers is much more expensive than the film that I wanna throw into the trash. Now, you can learn a lot just by going through the motions, putting it on the glass, cutting it out, shrinking it. There are gonna be some differences between those two things. Now, that doesn't mean the garbage film is more difficult to shrink. It could be easier to shrink. But the things that a cheap film are not gonna give you are longevity and performance. Those things come along with the higher end stuff. Higher end stuff should last longer, look better, give you more performance like heat rejection and all that good stuff. So when you're practicing, just don't worry about some of those extras. Just focus on trying to get a good result. Rip it off, try it again. There's so many little things that you're gonna learn just from going through the motions. Maybe even you're unsure if you wanna do this as a profession. Don't dump thousands of dollars into some expensive window film when you could just try to learn how to do it on the cheap. So once you get those things going, then by all means, go after some of these extra things, but just get the techniques down. That's what I really want to get across in this video. Learn basics and then move on. If you can't do one technique well, there's no way you're going to be able to add all these additional things onto what you're doing. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Please blow up my comments down below. If you disagree with some of the things that I'm talking about, let me know, and let me know your reasonings why. I am speaking from experience here. Everything that I've recommended is stuff that I'm already doing on a daily basis, and I have super happy customers, great results, and a very efficient way of doing things. You can see right from my live stream, start to finish on some of these cars. It doesn't take me longer than an hour and a half for most vehicles, and I can speed up if I want to. And I can just get onto the next job while still giving a great result to the car before it. So hope you guys enjoyed this information. If you have any more questions too, leave them in the comments down below. And also I will have links below on things in the video description that I think are super helpful for you to get when you're just starting out, like training film, training tools, pro tools, and other stuff like that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.